Oh no, I look naked. I'm just gonna have to sit really straight for this whole video. Anyway, hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I am doing something, I was gonna say a little bit different, but it's not really different. I love to give out like advice and things on this channel. I do it at least once a month. I talk out my ass for approximately 40 minutes. Rusty agrees, he's here, say hello. This one is a little bit different though in terms of, I suppose like having a general theme. The theme today is Scream, apparently. Hello? The theme today is more of just things I needed people to say to me as soon as possible in this life, really. No, things I wish people had said to me sooner. Now it is the month of July. I believe the week that this is going up, or maybe the week after, is my 30th birthday. So I thought I would do a little bit of like a collaboration of just words of wisdom and words of advice that I have received in my 30 years that I wish that maybe people had said a bit sooner. Apparently traffic is very busy today, so I'm just gonna have to apologize for that in advance, because what you gonna do, you know? So yeah, what I've done basically is on my trusty old phone, I've put together 30 pieces of advice that I think everybody needs to hear at some point in their life. And why not now? Why not when I'm about to celebrate my 30th birthday? Why not either help you celebrate yours or help you get set up a little bit earlier in life? Maybe if you are younger than 30 and you're reading this, there's probably going to be at least one thing in here that resonates with you. If there is, make sure you let me know what one it is down in the comments, because there are a couple here that like really speak to me. Don't get me wrong, they're on the list because I think they're all really important, and some of them are very similar to one another, but there are a couple that just kind of hit you a little bit different. So if there's something on this list that you hear that makes you feel like that, make sure you let me know. And maybe if you're above 30 or just super wise and you feel like there's something that I have left off this list, please feel free to also let me know as well. Like I said, quite a few of the things I have on here are like similar to one another. Like it might be the same message but said in a different way, but I find that a lot of the times that's what you need. Like someone can tell you something over and over and over and over the same way, but it just takes someone to say it worded slightly differently that's what makes it hit for you, you know? So enough jibber jabbering about it, let's just dive right on in. I wish I could book out this section of road for like filming hours. Like, hey, from 8 until 9, let's just put a cordon like 100 meters either side of my house, please. Or I could just get a ring light. That would be the intelligent thing to do, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, the first one's very simple. Actually, these are all very simple. I might elaborate on some of them and I might just kind of gloss over them. We'll see how we go. We'll see what comes to the brain when they all pop up. But the first one is, you worry too much for someone who has figured it out every single time. And that one's pretty big for me because I worry a lot. But you know what I also do is figure it out. And that's something that Mark and I it's not like a saying, but it is something that's like reoccurring to us in our relationship, is every time we end up in some sort of struggle or hardship or a bit of a rough time, it always just boils down to one of us will say to the other one, we'll figure it out. We always do. Oh! Well, narrowly avoided catastrophe there. And that's basically what this one means, is you can worry as much as you want, as much as you need, because sometimes the worrying helps you get it out of your system, but don't worry too much that you never figure out how to get it done, basically. So yeah, you worry too much for someone who has figured it out every single time. It's okay to worry. You might just be a warrior like I am, but don't forget amongst those worries that you have figured it out every damn time, and you'll figure it out this time too. This next one is a new one for me, and I think I heard it on TikTok. I think so. I think it was on like one of those inspirational TikTok things, or someone discussing it in an interview or something. I don't know, can't remember, but I do remember the quote. And it's that you never feel ready because ready isn't an emotion, it's a decision. And that one, you never feel ready. I'm always worried about, is this the right time? Maybe I should do this later. I don't feel like this is going to be the best choice for me, or that I'm ready to take this on, you know? Feeling ready is not a thing. You decide when you are ready. I'm gonna have to change my filming setup again because these cars are driving me nuts and I can't be deep and inspirational when I'm fighting with the traffic. Anyway, we're gonna circle back. I don't think sometimes you're ever gonna feel ready, I think you just have to make the decision to be. And a lot of us do that subconsciously. Like, you'll wake up one morning and be like, yeah, I'm ready. I feel this. This is such a good day. It's going to go so well. When in reality, you've actually woken up and made the decision that today is the day we're going to do this. So this is a big one for me. I spend a lot of time worrying about whether I'm ready or whether I'm skilled enough or brainy enough or, you know. And you know what, if you sit there and wonder that all the time without doing anything about it, you're never gonna be, so you might as well just make the decision and make a start. This is also a nice simple one. Number 3 is the best time to start was yesterday, the second best time is now. Self-explanatory really, isn't it? The longer you wait, the older you're gonna be and still not have anything done, basically. I used to worry about that a lot. Like, I wanted to, at one point, here's a bit of a lore drop for you, I wanted to be a surgeon. And the thing that put me off was I really hate school. I don't want to be here. I got really, really sick of it, and the thought was I don't want to have to go and do another 10, 15 years of school. Because then, by the time I'd finish school, I'd be like 30, 35, and that was really unappealing. But now I'm 30 and I'm still not a surgeon, and I'm no closer to being a surgeon because I never started. Do I still want to be a surgeon? No, but it was probably the best metaphor or example that I could use. So if you're worried about, oh, if I take this 5-year course, I'll be 30 by the time I'm finished. Well, if you don't start now and you start at 30, you'll be 35 and still not finished. So, best time to start was yesterday, second best time is now. Number 4, this one might be a little bit controversial. Do I care? Not in the slightest. It's hatred never comes from above you. It stems from someone feeling inferior or threatened by you in some way, so you might as well own it. Not really a super catchy quote, but just something that I honestly really needed to hear sometimes, because I have dealt with, in the last year, a lot of bullying inside my workplace, and it made me feel like the shittiest human being on the planet, because I spent a lot of time wondering, why would they be bullying me unless I deserve it? We're not going to get too deep into that one, but basically, I kind of just feel like this goes alongside another quote that I've read, and I don't think it's on this list, but it's sort of goes along the lines of, I've never been bullied or like had anything negative said about me by someone whose life I admire. So basically, to me, this means that I'm trying to be nice. Okay, we're trying to put good energy back out into the world and not be a fucking dickhead for once in our lives, okay? So sometimes I gotta think about what comes out my mouth. This one was basically just a way of reminding myself that maybe people's actions, especially towards you, aren't always your fault. Maybe there's something deeper going on, maybe they've got something going on in their lives, maybe they truly are threatened by you, maybe they do just think you're a bit of an asshole, but in no way is that a reflection on you. That is their business, their decision, their thoughts. Nothing to do with you. Number 5, back to the time and decisions theme of this video. Can you tell what kind of headspace I was in when I made this list? It is, there is no right time, there is only time and what you choose to do with it. This one, I like this one a lot. This is probably one of my favorite ones when it comes to like dealing with time and readiness and things like that, because there's always time. It's just what you choose to do with that time, because that's one of my biggest things when you're trying to get things done or you have a project or anything. It's always, I just don't have the time. There is time. You just have to make it. You have to prioritize what you want to prioritize and choose what you want to do with your time based on what's most important to you. So if you want it, you'll figure it out. This one's not necessarily for me, but I know a lot of people who could do with hearing it. Number 6 is, at some stage, you're going to have to stop blaming your past and take a hold of your future. Now I get it. We come from different backgrounds. People go through all kinds of things in their lives. Some of them are very, very traumatic. Some of them are very difficult. Some of them lead us down very deep, dark, dirty, dank paths. But at some point, you need to take hold and responsibility of your life and where you are and how you're dealing with things and turn it into what you want your life to be. You cannot spend your entire life blaming your past for how you're acting right now. It's just not doable. It's not smart. You're going to waste your entire life and the only thing you look like is a sob story. And it's way, way, way cooler to be a success story than a sob story. That one might be controversial, but I don't even care. I am 100% in support of people who want help, who want to make the best out of their lives, who want to do what they can with what they can, who want to accept help and reach out and find support. I want people in my life who do the best that they can with what they have, who, yeah, have maybe a tragic past or really crappy mental health or just the shittest hand that the universe could have dealt to them, but still end up being an amazing, hardworking, devoted, loyal, kind person. I would much, much rather have someone like that in my life than the opposite. Number 7, and one that I have had to deal with a lot in the last year, is that it is okay to grow apart from people you love. Not going to talk about this one very in depth because I just straight up don't want to, but just know that it doesn't matter how much you love a person or a person loves you. Sometimes in your book of life there are people who are meant to stay for the entire thing, and there are people who are only around for a few chapters. And that is absolutely okay. It doesn't mean that it's anybody's fault. It doesn't mean that there's a falling out or that there's bad blood or that there's hatred. You can still want the absolute best for somebody but not be in their lives anymore. So let's move on. Number 8, nice and simple. Dreams don't work unless you do, and I am the queen of this. I have a lot of dreams. I talk about a lot of things that I would love to do and like to do and have dreams of doing, and yet I am one of the absolute worst at just not fucking making it happen. So that's why this one's in this list. It's to remind me that nothing's going to get done and I'm not going to achieve these big, big dreams that I have unless I put the effort in and work for it. It really is as simple as that. Number 9, and I really love this one, is that the only person you should be in competition with is yourself. I just think that interpersonal competition, especially when it gets nasty and turns into bullying and like genuine hatred of other people, is just so ugly. I don't do competition with other people. I am exceedingly competitive. If we're going to play a video game, a card game, board game, absolutely my objective is to kick your ass. However, when it comes to life and like goals, whether that's in the workplace or, you know, if I'm chasing one of my dreams, if I'm trying to accomplish something, the only person I want to be in competition with is myself. I want to see everybody else on the playing field with me win as well. I'm there for everybody. If you win, fantastic. If I win, fantastic. As long as I am doing better than I was yesterday, that's a win for me. I don't think we should be turning up every single day to pull others down, to destroy others. Number 10. I'm going to read this one to myself right now because it's very important. Don't give up on something that could be great just because it might also be difficult. If we stopped every single time that it got hard, imagine what would exist in this world. Nothing. Like, the amount of times it took to invent the light bulb or the cell phone or a car, you know, can you imagine if it got a little bit difficult and the person trying to do it just went, oh, this is too hard, I don't want to do it. Don't stop chasing your dreams or working on things, you know, trying to get that degree, trying to sell your art online, whatever it is. Don't stop just because it gets hard. When it gets hard is when you're getting so close to that breakthrough. It needs to get hard before it gets better. Ooh, this one's kind of like workplace based, but I kind of like it in terms of like a couple as well, like a relationship. So number 11 is create a team so strong that no one can point out the leader. I love this for a workplace. Like, if you are a manager, your goal should be to create a team who is so equally skilled that if you had to leave, anybody could step into your place. That if someone walked into a room that your team was in, they couldn't automatically sit there and go, that's the manager, that's the boss, that's the owner. You should be upskilling and creating a team of people that are all so cohesively on the same level that they share a brain cell. That's the way that I think that a workplace especially should work. But then in terms of like a relationship, I'm very like, I feel like you kind of have to edit the saying a little bit, but like, there shouldn't be a dominant one or a leader or anything in your relationship. It should be an equal partnership the entire way through, and I think that putting the work in to make that, it's so valuable. However you want to take this saying, I think it's a really important one. Hello? Number 12 is you don't need anybody's permission to live the life you want. I think a lot of people need to hear that. I personally, I'm pretty good at this one, to be honest. I mean, I got up and moved to another country. I've always kind of done whatever the fuck I want. I do need to re-find that like bad bitch energy though, because I've been lacking a little bit of it lately. But for people who do need to hear this, you don't need anybody's permission to live the life that you want to live. You might have, you know, people in your life, and I know a lot of people deal with this in terms of like exceedingly strict parents and things like that, that pull the whole, I put you onto this earth, these are my expectations of you. Well, I'm fucking here now. What are you gonna do about it? Take me out of it? Please do, actually, coach. Hi! Where are you? Hello? There he is. Shall we tell them today? You don't need anyone's permission to live the life that you want, except you do because you're deaf, and the life that you want is outside, and you will definitely get hit by a car in about 30 seconds. So you do not have my permission to live the life you want. I'm sorry. But for all of you people out there, if there's something you want to do and you have the ability to do it, as long as it's not hurting anybody else, I'm not condoning murder or anything like that, just do it. Make it work. It's your life. You only get one. You don't need anybody telling you what to do. Rusty's like, you are being so rude right now because that doesn't apply to me. No, it doesn't apply to you. Number 13 is nice and simple. I don't think there's really much I need to say about this one. It's just that there is always an opportunity to be kind. If you can be anything in this world, you should always, first and foremost, choose to be kind. Number 14, don't swim oceans for people who wouldn't cross a bridge for you. Another thing I have learnt this last year. If you can't tell, I've had a fucking year of it. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of people, I know so many really good people in this world, good-hearted, kind-natured, wonderful people who go absolute lengths to do everything for everybody, and they don't ever get anything in return, or very, very minimal in return, you know. So there's just becomes a point in life where, you know, as people say, you can't pour from an empty cup, and it just, you need to learn when to stop giving and when to stop going out of your way, especially for these people who only contact you when they need something, only contact you when they want something or when something's expected of you. It's never ever to just check up on you or offer you anything in return. And I'm not saying that all relationships should be transactional. I'm just saying that there's got to be give and take. There's got to be respect for each other, each other's time, each other's belongings, each other's well-being. And a lot of people aren't getting that right now, and that's how you get burnt out. Rusty has so much to say on this subject. Who are you crossing oceans for? Aww. Is it chicken? Yeah, and she doesn't treat you very good, does she? That's a lie, actually. He bullies her. Number 15, put your hand up. You can't be considered if you don't even put yourself in the ring. This, again, for me, is like mostly geared towards like work or career style things, and it's that I love to just get involved. I want to make it known as widely as possible that I'm here, you know? And it's not like a hey look at me kind of thing. It's I just want to be involved. I just want to learn. I just want to do the best that I can, and you can't do that if people around you don't know. One of the best pieces of advice that I got was when I worked for my last job in New Zealand, except it was at the very beginning of my career, where I went to one of my bosses and I said, hey, I really want to do this, but I don't know how. Like, I don't even know how to get started. And he said, look, I'll help you this one time to show you how to get going, because you're new, you're young, you know. I'll give you help and I'll help put your name forward, but you've got to do the work. And in this company, you've got to always do the work. You are vouching for yourself. No one else here is going to vouch for you. No one's going to do the work for you. So if you want to be recognized, you've got to be the person to put your hand up. You can't go through your whole life. And I mean, I suppose this could probably be applied outside of a career. I'm not entirely sure how, but for me, this one is very career based. But you cannot be recognized or, you know, up for a promotion, for a pay rise, for anything like that, if you're not the person screaming for yourself, if you're not the one putting your hand up saying, hey, I know I might not be ready yet, but I'm at least really interested and I'd like to learn, so just do the thing. Even if you don't get it, you know, put your hand up. That's all that matters. And number 16 is you create your own limits. Another very self-explanatory one. If you want it, get it done. If you need it, figure it out. You create your own limits. 17, treat yourself the way you treat the people you love. Now, very similar to one that I'm sure that everybody is taught growing up. Treat others how you want to be treated. Treat yourself how you treat the people that you love. It will change your life 100%. I have just very recently started doing this. and I am so much better for it. So sit on that one, think about that one, it will change your life. Along the same or very, very similar lines as number 18, it's life is too short to spend another moment at war with yourself. And it's basically just another way of saying treat yourself kindly. There is no point hating yourself for your entire life, you know. And I think this one for me kind of borders a lot around like weight loss and my physical image, because that's what I struggle with a lot with myself. And it makes no sense to spend your entire life hating yourself, and for me hating my body, you know, hating this number on the scale or how jiggly my arms are or something stupid like that, because you know one day I'm going to be 70 and I'm going to be telling these stories of when I jumped out of a plane or swam with sharks or did this cool road trip. I got way too ahead of myself, you know. Basically what I'm trying to say is when you're old and when you're reminiscing with your friends and thinking back over your life, you're going to imagine and remember all of these really cool things you did, all of your milestone moments, like marrying my husband, when we moved to Australia, our trips overseas. What you're not going to sit there and remember is, oh, I ate one too many donuts that's sitting and it made me really bloated, and oh, I hated the way my arms looked in that dress, or oh, I could have worn a bikini on that beach. Like, it's just so stupid. So whatever it is that you are at war with yourself about, please just try to be kinder. There's not much else I can say because I'm not very good at this one, but just try. Number 19, now everybody gets 10 points if you can figure out where this one is from, and it is character like tea reveals itself in hot water. And I think that says just a lot. I don't really need to expand on that one too much. Who you are is who you always are, and when you're stressed and when you're under pressure, whatever comes out is who you are. So make sure that's a good person. Number 20, and I need to read this one off my phone too. If you only ever do what you can, you will never be more than you are right now. So if you're thinking of learning something or doing something or wanting something, it's another one of those ones where it's a make it happen, but it's just, I know things can feel intimidating and feel scary and feel too hard, but if you only ever do what you can right now, if you only ever do the things that are currently in your skill set, you will never be more than the person you are right in this second. And that's a really scary thought for me, because we've got so much life. Like, I'm about to be 30. I have a minimum of another 30 years, and I don't think I want to be the same person I am today, tomorrow, let alone in 30 years, you know. So you gotta learn some shit. You gotta teach yourself some shit. Learn from others. Just develop as a person, because I guarantee you everybody needs that to some degree. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is always the best version of themselves. You know, that's just stupid. Number 21 is you don't protect your heart by acting like you don't have one. And again, I don't think I need to hear that one, because I am a soft, mushy piece of shit who cries at the drop of a hat. I either love ya or hate ya, and there's very, very little grey area or in between, but I do know some people that probably did need to hear that. Take that on board. Ah, chicken! Hello! The chidler is here. That's my book. Please don't eat that. You're a nightmare. Chicken, I just asked you not to eat that. Can we consider doing something else? Number 22 is people you love will always hurt you far more than the people you don't. Very true. Very, very true. We're not going to dig into that one, but that's just something for you to remember. Maybe you need to hear that again. The people you love will always hurt you far more than the people you don't. Hello! Chicken! Number 23, and I do fear that some of these are going to get a little bit repetitive, but like I said, it's the different wording that might make it hit a little bit harder for you. So number 23 is your morals cannot be your expectations of others. You will only be forever let down. Maybe that second point, like second half of it, doesn't need to be there, but definitely your morals cannot be your expectation of others, because they are not you. You can't put your morals and expectations and worldly views onto other people and just expect them to kind of mirror them back to you. That's not how being an individual works. But also, if you're sitting there thinking, well, that's not how I would have handled that situation, that's not how I would treat this person, that is absolutely okay, but they're going to treat that person how they are. You need to continue to treat that person how you would, as long as that is kindly. It's a reoccurring theme. Well, basically what I'm saying is, if you expect everybody to treat you how you would treat them, circling back to that again, you are going to be let down, because it just doesn't happen these days. People interpret things differently. They take your actions differently than how you intended them, and if they mirror that back to you, then of course you're going to get hurt, you know? It's just one of those things where it took me a long time to realize, and I think it does take a little bit to sit in and just kind of resonate with the fact that I am who I am and I can't expect anybody else to be who I am. Number 24, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. I am like the queen of second, third, fourth, fifth chances for people, and I never used to be. I don't know when I became this like person, and I don't really like it anymore. I thought that that was being kind. I thought that that was being a good person, was trying to see the best in people all of the time and being like, oh yeah, no, they did me wrong, but I can give them another chance, it's fine. All you're going to end up with is hurt for yourself a lot of the time. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, people do just need a second chance and you'll absolutely be away laughing, but when people show you who they are, just believe them. Circling back to number 19, number 25 is character is what you do when no one is watching. Already briefly mentioned it, so I don't really have to go into this one, but you need to be you all of the time. There is no point being some fake person while you're out in public or with certain groups of friends or with your family. Just be who you are and be who you are authentically. Number 26 actually comes from my husband. This is something that he has started saying. I don't know where he got it from, like whether it's like a famous quote or anything. I've only ever heard him say it. It's take the biggest bite you can and figure out how to chew it later. And it basically means, you know that saying of like, oh, you've bitten off more than you can chew, thanks car? It's kind of like a different, more positive take on that. Like, yeah, I have bitten off more than I can chew. Maybe. I'll figure it out though, because I always do. So it is kind of like a just get in there, take the opportunity, get as involved as you can, do whatever it is, you know, just jump hands in and be a part of life and figure it out as you go if you have to, because that's honestly a lot of what life is just taking the opportunity and kind of making it work. So take the biggest bite you can and figure out how to chew it later. Number 27 is if you don't know what direction to go, then just start walking. And you need to take this one metaphorically, because if you don't, that's how you get lost in cities, and that's how I get lost in cities. Always read a map, or have a husband who can read a map. That's what I do. Anyway, if you don't know where to start or how to start, just start. Just try. Because if you try something, it's that step past the starting line. Even if you're wrong, even if you do go the wrong direction, or even if you do try something and it turns into an absolute bomb and I was going to say it turns into a waste of time, but nothing in this regard is a waste of time, because everything is past that starting line and everything is a learning opportunity. So even if you totally strike out, even if you screw it up, even if you end up back near that starting line, you're never going to be on it again, because at least you started, and that's what matters. Number 28, I've definitely already gone over this one, but I think it's important, so we're going to leave it in. It's no one's going to vouch for you in this life. You have to get everything yourself. So whether that is, like I talked about before, in like a career or like commercial setting, or if it is at home, you know, if you want that apartment, if you want that house, if you want to run a marathon, no one can do those things for you. So I really just want to drill in, because I think this took me a longer time to realize than I would like to admit, but your life is entirely in your own hands. And by fucking around and wasting time and just screwing about and thinking, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next year, all you're doing is wasting your own life and your own time. And it's not like you get given any more of it, so you might as well figure it out while you can. Number 29, this one's very new to me as well, and I think this one either came from TikTok or Instagram, but I can never remember, and it's that travel breaks the illusion that your life is the only one possible. And that really spoke to me, because I think that is why I love traveling so much. Everyone has asked me for my entire life, why are you so interested in traveling? Why are you so obsessed? It's not even like you've been anywhere. That is why. And it took me until just a couple of months to read that quote for the first time. And it really just clicked inside my head. It's that it breaks the illusion that my life is the only life there is. That there's nothing else out there for me. There's no other potential for things to explore, you know, and I need that in my life. I need that hope to grasp onto. Number 30, and this is the last one on my list, and it goes back to something that we've circled around about a million times, but it is the most important one. I may be sensitive, but you are unkind, and that's worse. Did you hear that one? Because people get at me all the fucking time for crying and being sensitive and getting upset easily, and you know what? Is that a good quality? Probably not. I do struggle to control my emotions. I cry a lot. I cry when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I'm mad, when fucking a leaf falls on the ground too fast. So yeah, I am sensitive. Yes, it's an inconvenience. No, it's not always the best thing because I struggle to control it and it can get really awkward in social situations, but you are unkind, and that's so much worse. That's the end of my list because that is technically 30 things, but I do have 2 more that I didn't write down that I do just really want to add, and they're probably way overdone. I know the first one is absolutely, but it's still one of those things for me where, yeah, they're overdone, but they obviously resonate with people, you know? If they're still around after all this time and if they're used so much, then it's obviously important. So for me, I actually used to have a tattoo here. I had it removed. You can still kind of see it really vaguely. And it actually said, what did it say, Michaela? Brain, wake up. It said it matters not what someone is born, but what they grow to be. Now, you don't get any points for knowing where that reference is from. It's from Harry Potter. Everybody knows that reference. I had that tattooed there for actually quite a long time, probably almost 10 years. Got it done on a pool table when I was a teenager, which spontaneous, fantastic life decisions. I don't need to hear about it. That's why it's gone now. And it's not because I don't like the message. It's just because I think it could have been done probably with a little bit more pre-planning. But yeah. Doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter who you were a year ago, a day ago, an hour ago. If you want to make the difference and make something of yourself, it's all about who you want to be. So that one's really important to me. Maybe I'll get it re-tattooed one day. I don't know. And this one is pretty much exactly the same thing but worded slightly differently. You can have 10 points if you can guess where this reference is from, because it is a little bit more niche than Harry Potter, even though it's essentially the same quote. I don't know what one came out first. Don't know, someone can tell me. But it's, I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines what you are. So, same, different wording. Both very sentimental situations, depending on what kind of fan base you're a part of. So, yeah, that's it. That's my advice. That's things that I think you probably needed to hear to some degree. If there's one that resonates with you, please pop it down in the comments and let me know what one. I think it's very obvious throughout this video what ones are my favorites or that I need to hear the most right now. So very interested to see what you guys think, I guess. Like I said, there's 2 quotes in there that you get 10 points if you can figure out where the reference is from, not the Harry Potter one. If you know those, please drop those down in the comments as well. I'll give you a thumbs up or a reply or something to let you know if you're right. And otherwise, make sure you like, subscribe if you want to see more of my content. I promise it's not all this deep and dark and dreary and shit. Subscribe to my channel. I post every week at 7 AM Brisbane time on a Sunday. Yeah, I had to think about that. I always have to think about that. My memory's so crap. Thank you guys once again for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.